Hello, my name is Matt Dittsworth, and I'm submitting this to the faculty of Brandman University in partial fulfillment of the requirement of OLCU 501, Organizational Research. This is the presentation of my literature review researching the idea of emotional intelligence and military leadership. Enhancing military leadership through emotional intelligence could be a beneficial idea based on research throughout the last 8 weeks. Although the military is known for producing great leaders all throughout history, many leaders in the military are assigned as leaders. They may lack the self-awareness that emergent leaders have developed over the years. Because of this, they may not be able to lead authentically, meaning not leading by their values and what they think is right. They may make decisions based on what others feel is right instead of what they know is right. They may also fear working with others' emotional states. Many leaders in the military that are assigned because of their rank, seniority, or technical expertise, not so much because of their leadership ability. The purpose of the research was to explore the idea of developing emotional intelligence, leadership qualities in assigned military leaders. As I started out, I found that there was not much research into this area. Any research that I found mostly reflected on in dealing with military dealt with PTSD or traumatic stress, traumatic emotional stress, such as sexual assaults or combat, not just general leadership in the military. The other research I found dealt with ideas such as emotional intelligence with the Indian border patrol along the border of Pakistan. That was one of my research articles, which I found very interesting. But during this, the idea was to answer 3 questions. What is the definition of emotional intelligence? How does emotional intelligence impact followers? And how is emotional intelligence developed? One of the best definitions of emotional intelligence I found, and based on Goleman 2004, was there's 5 components, which is self-awareness, self-regulation, motivation, empathy, and social skill. Each of these characteristics makes up somebody's emotional intelligence. Some people are really self-aware, but maybe lacking empathy. Some may be very motivation-oriented, but lack that social skill to take it forward. So enhancing the emotional intelligence could mean enhancing your own intelligence by putting yourself in challenging situations and developing these components, or finding other people to be with or around or in your team that can complement your 5 components. It's not like intelligence such as analytical intelligence, where you can gain experience by reading or researching or by taking tests or other ways, memorization. This type of intelligence is only developed through experiences. I found that military does have these components to it where emotional intelligence can be developed along the way. But unless the the person going through those takes time to reflect, they may not impact the emotional intelligence of that person very much. A lot of people will just go through, get the event done, and move on to the next thing. Emotional intelligence has impact. When leaders can influence the emotions of followers, that increases the efficiency, according to Castro, Gomes, and D'Souza, 2012. Empathy may be essential characteristics of emotional intelligent behavior. Again, that's one of the components of it that may be lacking in some leaders. We have an all-volunteer force in the military now, meaning that people can come and go as they please. Military throws money at people to get them to stay in, and that's one retention method. However, retention and development of well-trained followers and leaders has to be considered in the military. That even means considering the emotions of the followers and leaders in the military currently. I learned the difference between creativity and innovation, creativity being creating something new that hasn't been implemented yet, and innovation taking an idea that has been implemented and taking it to a further distance, making it better, improving it. Creativity is not normally something that the military encourages, but innovation is. Innovation is something that will take the military to the next level and continue to improve capabilities, and leadership development is part of that. Some of these assigned leaders may lack the emotional intelligence characteristics, which is going to discourage innovation in the workplace based on the leader not giving credit to the followers, possibly, or not rewarding the followers for their innovation. There are some negative side effects that could be possible. People that develop too high levels of emotional intelligence may evaluate themselves too highly, that they can accomplish everything on their own, and that they don't need other people around. This could lead to, wanting to save their image over doing the right thing. So they may find that they made a wrong decision at some point, but don't want to admit it. So the right thing would be to admit it and move on. Also, charisma was researched, and we all know that there are situations where charismatic leaders have led followers actually all the way to their death. So they have been manipulated emotionally. Now, developing emotional intelligence, there are multiple ways. One of the ways I found was, reading. And the study was done with nurses in this generation of millennials or Gen Y. Because they may lack empathy, they took them through the process of reading about patients going through death or going through disease that's going to lead to death or harsh disease or injuries, and then read about their story and talk about how they felt before they read it and after they read it. With these nurses, they found that their caring level changed into a level of caring about the people, showing an empathetic change in how these people were going through this. As you know, empathy is looking at the world through someone else's eyes or their emotions, standing in their shoes. How do they feel about this? And that's what they did with the nurses. Doing the same thing in the military could help develop empathy with leaders that are assigned leaders And also emerging leaders could continue to develop their empathetic skills this way. So in conclusion, with an all-volunteer force, its ever-expanding mission, and the enormous pressure in the military right now, with more missions and less people, and more things to do, followers are watching to see how to react emotionally. If you lead by example and have a higher emotional, take the high road and act accordingly, your followers are watching and they will learn how to react to those same situations. When a leader lacks those emotional skills, his or her followers will display dissonance, or basically disarray, coming apart. In contrast, it will come together in resonance when the leader with higher emotional intelligence is leading. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate your time listening and watching this presentation. Have a great day.